Hi guys, I'm Katie, and today I wanted to hop on here and do a training about 5 reasons that you may not be seeing the results that you want from your health and your fitness efforts. So if you're new, I'm a holistic nutritionist and a health coach, and the mistakes that I'm going to be covering today are all mistakes that I've made in my own health journey, and things that I commonly see slowing my clients down when they're putting in tons and tons of effort. They think that they're doing all the right things, but they're not seeing the results they want when it comes to losing weight or gaining muscle or increasing their endurance, or really any other health metrics. These are kind of across the board things that are just going to slow you down a little bit. So I will go ahead and dive in. I'm just going to look at some notes over here. And if you're on here live, please let me know you're watching. Drop me an emoji or a little heart as we go through, or if you have any questions, please pop them in the chat box as well. So the first mistake that I often see is looking for the perfect diet. So in reality, different food works for different people at different times in their life. And I see a lot of clients that come in and they're trying to eat in a way that they really don't enjoy. It's not satisfying to them. And they almost hear like a guilt in their voice that they're trying to eat this diet, but they really can't stick to it. And even worse, a lot of times, the way that they're eating is actually causing additional health issues for them simply because it's not the appropriate diet for their body. And it's like they think they need to be doing it because it's something they read about on a fitness blog, or maybe they even have like a relative or a coworker who's seen results from this specific way of eating, but they're trying it and they're maybe gaining weight, or they're feeling really fatigued, or again, they're just not satisfied, or maybe it's causing them digestive issues. So what we want to do is remember that there's no one size diet that fits everybody. And the optimal diet for each person might also shift over time. So that's something to keep in mind as well. So finding what's right for you is going to involve, first, what I do with clients is uncovering any food intolerances. And usually we can do this through a basic free elimination diet. If you want more information on that, I have a free guide on my website about that, katiegerber.com. And then there's a process of learning how to tune into the body and read your body's feedback, so you can pay attention to like the symptoms you might be experiencing from certain foods. Am I getting congested? Am I having digestive issues? How's my energy level? Things like that. That's part of the process. And then we also go through an education process around looking at the different macronutrients and percentages that make up the diet. So certain macronutrient percentages work better for different people. So some people, for instance, do better on higher fat, lower carb, moderate protein. Some people feel better when they're doing higher carb, lower fat, again, moderate protein. So it's really tuning into the process of how it makes your body feel to eat certain percentages of different macronutrients, and also different times of day affects that as well. So that's where to start when it comes to figuring out what diet works for you. But again, just remember there is no one size fits all diet that's perfect for everybody, and trying to fit yourself into a box that doesn't fit for you is really just counterintuitive, or it's not counterintuitive, but it's just counterproductive, really. So that's the first step or the first mistake is looking for the perfect diet, because the perfect diet doesn't exist, and it's different for everybody. So the second mistake I often see is believing that fewer calories and more exercise is going to be the path to hitting your goals. This belief definitely slowed me down for a long time on my path to trying to be healthy and trying to do well at endurance sports and the long distance hiking that I like to do. It also caused a lot of internal health issues. It caused my adrenals to tank, messed up my thyroid hormone. It actually caused an autoimmune disease. I mean, at least played part in that, and then caused hair loss, weight gain, depression, and extreme fatigue. So this can definitely slow you down a lot. It's something that's really common in my clients, is they're like, well, maybe if I just eat less and exercise more, I'm going to hit these health goals. But one reason this approach doesn't work is that your body needs protein and carbs and macronutrients and micronutrients to repair muscles so that you can continue to move your body and work out. We covered that in last week's training on sports recovery, so you can go back and watch that if you want more information there. Another reason this approach doesn't work is that a calorie deficit and or overtraining is going to cause a continued raised level of cortisol in your body. And when the cortisol is high consistently in your body, it's going to cause all sorts of undesirable effects like fatigue, headaches, weight gain, lowered immunity, anxiety. There's many more to this list. You can, if you're interested in learning a little bit more about this, I talk a lot about it on my website. It's about your body being in sympathetic nervous system overdrive too much, and the negative cascade of effects that happens from that. And then the final approach, or the final reason that the cut calories, exercise more approach doesn't work, is that over time it actually can slow your metabolism. So it's definitely not effective for your health goals in the long term. The third mistake that I commonly see is when clients that come in and they're only focused on diet and exercise. So of course, what you eat, when you eat, how you eat, the quality of foods that you're eating, how you move, that is all important. But there are other factors at play when it comes to the big picture of your health and the results that you're getting from your workouts. So specifically two that I'll speak to today are sleep and stress levels. And those matter so much more than people think that they do. Again, the reason relates to what we were just talking about with how it affects your hormones, and most specifically cortisol. So when you are under rested, that is like if you're overtraining and you're not taking enough rest days, or if you're not sleeping enough, which is a time when our body really repairs and regenerates itself, those can impact your cortisol levels massively. There's a lot of research behind people when they're in a sleep deficit, how they just are like have worse health outcomes and health blood markers across the board, basically. And then if you're overstressed, it's the same thing. You're just not going to be seeing the results that you want. And there's a lot of research that's behind both of those components, which you can dig into with like a PubMed search if you want to find out more about why that is the case. So what you want to do about this at a very basic level, where I'll start with clients, is talking about sleep hygiene, prioritizing 7 to 9 hours of sleep each night, sleeping in a dark environment, because any amount of light pollution can throw off your body. Not looking at screens in the hour or two before bed, because that can disrupt your melatonin production. And then stress reduction techniques, ideally throughout the day, kind of peppered along, because like stress just builds on itself, especially in our busy lifestyles. So having like a mindfulness practice or a meditation practice, even getting out into nature for a short like 10 to 20 minute walk is awesome. But just making sure you're doing stress reduction throughout the day, throughout the week, so you can really keep that in check, because it does have a massive effect on your overall health and wellness and the results that you're getting from what you're doing. The fourth mistake that I see is overcomplicating it. This is something that I did for so long. It was like I was always searching for a different way of eating, or what other foods do I need to cut out, or what other workouts do I need to be doing, or do I need some kind of fancy workout equipment? It's so easy to get caught up in believing that we need to create more food rules, or that we need to be doing 2 to 5 or whatever crazy amount of hours of cardio every day, or we need to be doing X number of workouts to be strong and fit and lean, if that's what your goal is, or to be building muscle. But it's just not the case, really. And as we were just talking about, it can really be counterproductive. So a lot of my clients find that they can actually reduce the amount of time that they're spending on cardio. They can have a bit more freedom with food. They can have days where they can splurge a little bit, and they actually see better results because their bodies aren't stressed. When you are in restriction mode for too long, your body will rebel against that in one way or another, whether that's leading to a binge, or again, becoming really inflamed because the whole body is stressed. It's not going to help you get the results you want when you're pushing too hard, and again, when you're overcomplicating it. So as we talked about earlier, the key is going to be tuning into what your body is actually asking for, and whether that's a rest day or some extra carbs, or whatever it is. And if that idea of tuning into your body seems like a foreign concept to you, do not worry. We are all born with that ability. Of course, if you look at a little child, you can see that they know what they want. They speak out for it. Even if an infant will cry if it's hungry, will turn away from things that it doesn't like. So we know how to do that innately, but we learn to override it as adults. And but through practice, we can strengthen that ability again. And if you're interested in hearing a little bit more about techniques to do that, I did a training on that in my private Facebook group, probably like 3 weeks ago or something like that. So if you're interested in that, or if you want to get into that Facebook group, we do a lot of trainings like this, and it's all about holistic health and adventure. So you can just like drop me a comment below that you want in and you want access to that, or put like a little muscle emoji in there or something, and I'll add you to that group. And then the last mistake, mistake number 5 that I want to cover today, is a really, really important one, and it's so often overlooked. And that is you're not seeing results because you are starting with the wrong mindset, or you're coming from the wrong place of motivation in wanting to change your body. And again, this is something that is so overlooked. And because the motivating mindset behind why you want to change your health is so, so important. It's something that I always end up in this conversation with my clients, pretty much no matter what. Oh, hi, Anna Maria. Yay. So for so many of my clients, and for myself included, for so long, my motivation for eating differently and for exercising came from a really deep dissatisfaction with who I was, how I looked, and really this sense of like not enough. And honestly, that approach caused me to do a lot of damage to myself in a very real physical way. I was overtraining, I was under eating, I messed up my hormones, as I mentioned, my adrenals and my thyroid. That caused lasting impact on my health. And I developed a really disordered relationship with food, which also caused a very lasting impact on my health. And took a lot of work to start unwinding that. And, you know, it's still a process. So part of getting out of that trap involved defining health as more than just a number on the scale or how fast I could run even. I had to expand my definition of what it meant to be healthy, to think about my mental health, first of all, my emotional well-being, how I felt in each moment, in the day-to-day, you know, am I feeling joyful, or am I obsessed with how much I need to exercise, or how many calories I'm eating, or when I'm going to eat again, or things like that. So this was huge. It's like really taking a moment to define, what does actual health mean to me? What am I doing all of this for? What kind of life do I want to be living? So for a lot of my clients, exploring what might be blocking them, some of these beliefs that might be going on that they don't even realize are going on, or what's blocking them on a subconscious level, is really the key that leads to actual lasting change that's sustainable over time, and creating health that they want for the long term. You know, it's like the work that I do with clients is not about, here's some diet, here's some meal plan, and then like this crazy exercise regimen, go on this for 3 months and you're going to drop all this weight and feel great. That's just not sustainable, and that's not how I'm going to work with people. It's about learning to tune into your body, learning to come from a place of self-love and self-compassion. And then, it's a lot of factors, looking into those beliefs that you have, also learning the nutrition strategy, what foods work best for your body and at what times of day, learning the holistic health lifestyle practices that are going to help you keep cortisol level and inflammation levels down in the body. And that's going to result to a much more sane life, as well as the kind of health that you can sustain long term. And that's going to allow you to do all the things that you want to do with your life, whether that's getting out on big grand adventures or playing with your grandkids or whatever it is. Let me see if there's anything else in my notes. I think that's it. Those are the five mistakes I wanted to share with you guys today. I hope that hearing some of these mistakes that I've made and that I see commonly coming up with clients that slows down their progress gives you an aha moment, maybe about a couple of them, that you can shift things in your own life and really speed up your own progress towards your health goals. So if any of this resonates with you, and you are an outdoor enthusiast in your 40s and beyond, and you want to get out on more wilderness adventures, but you're feeling held back by your health, this type of stuff and much more is exactly the type of stuff I work on with clients. So if you're feeling frustrated with your body or with life, you're disappointed in how you're treating yourself, and if you're kind of feeling like time is running short and you really want to get your health in a great place, you can pursue your dream adventures, or again, getting out, playing with the grandkids, or looking great, feeling great in your clothes, feeling more confident, please reach out. I would love to have a chat with you. I'll put a link below to where you can schedule a free Health Made Simple strategy call with me. And on those, we just discuss where your health is currently at. I provide an assessment of where I see gaps in what you're doing, places where you might be able to shift some things. We always work in a way where it fits your lifestyle. It's not about adding more things on. It's really about decluttering the things that aren't working, focusing on the things that are effective, and providing you with a potential path forward for how you can hit your health goals faster, whether or not we decide to work together and whether or not we feel like it's a good fit. So again, I will drop that link below. yeah, I think that's all I wanted to cover with you guys today. So I hope everyone's having a beautiful day. And if you have any questions about this video or you want to share it, please do so. And the link will be below if you want to schedule a call. And thanks for watching. And I hope to hear from some of you soon.